So now we're looking at this video. It's about matter. You should get your journal, page 9 out, get colored pencils, things like that, and make your poster as she goes along.
So matter is anything that takes up space, which is also known as volume, and has mass. So your iPads are made of matter because they take up space and they have mass. Frogs, volleyballs, colored pencils, loving books, and tennis. All of these things take up space, meaning they have volume, and have mass. Now that we know that matter is anything that takes up space, meaning it has volume, and it has mass, now we need to understand what physical properties are. So, physical properties is anything that can be observed or measured without changing the substance. So, today we're only going to focus on those observable properties of matter. To identify our observable physical properties of matter, we have to use our five senses. We're not going to use really any other special tools, just what we've got. So we're going to use our sight, especially our touch, some sense of smell of the physical property.
So here
In your sense of smell.
you'll know your sight, touch, hearing, taste, and smell. So we'll just move on from there.
In your workbook, you're going to be filling out this chart of the physical.
You're not filling out a chart, you're doing the actual poster. So let's begin.
Observable properties. Color is the first observable physical property of matter. So in your chart, please write color, and yes, spelling counts. Texture is the next observable physical property of matter. So we have like soft, fuzzy, smooth, rough. Those are examples of texture. Are there a lot more? Absolutely. Now you're going to add texture as an observable property of matter in your chart. Yes, spelling counts. The next observable property of matter is luster. So the easy ones are dull and shiny. We also can call that metallic. We have glassy is another word to describe luster. Pearly and also greasy is another.
Make sure you have those examples of luster in your journal as well.
And all of these are examples of luster. And when you learn about rocks, you will learn even more. Please add luster to our observable properties of matter. Shape is the next observable property of matter. Tires on our vehicles are circles. Stop signs are octagons. Tiles on the floor might be squares. They might be rectangles. Hey, they might even be hexagons. So everyday objects have a shape. Please add shape to your observable properties chart. Next is smell. So it might smell like a flower or smell clean like a lemon. Might smell like fresh baked cookies, or it might be a smell that isn't that pleasant. Add smell to our notes about observable properties of matter. Yep, spelling still counts. Taste is another observable property of matter. Might taste sweet, maybe sour, salty, or even bland. Be sure to only taste things that you have permission to, because you don't want to taste something that is actually harmful to you. You guessed it, we're going to add taste to our observable properties of matter. Hardness is another property of matter. Right now, we're going to use it as a observable property of matter. However, when you learn about rocks, you'll actually learn that hardness is a measurable property of matter. So let's talk about it as an observable property. So it might be soft, like a kitten, or soft like marshmallows, soft like frozen yogurt. Or hardness might be hard like a diamond, which is actually the hardest natural object in the world, or hard like a hard hat, or even hard ice cream. Now, this is hardness being a measurable property of matter. Mohs hardness scale, and we will talk about this a lot when you get to the rocks. But right now we're going to focus on hardness as an observable property of matter. So please add hardness to our observable properties chart, and yep, spelling still counts. State of matter is our last observable property of matter. So we have
So I'm going to stop here, solid, liquid, gas. You can also add that to your